Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. I'm your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, unpacking the latest sports news in and beyond Namibian borders. And now for your latest on the hit list. Now we start off with football news. Ongos FC coach Mervin Bakera says he is building a team that should be consistent for years to come, not just for the upcoming season. Bakera, the Premier League winning coach with African Stars just 2 seasons ago, has been with his new club for the past 3 months and believes that they have something cooking for a brighter future. Last week, the NFA and sponsor Debmarine Namibia announced that the Namibia Premier Football League season will start on 29 November. The Ongos squad has already been in pre-season before the announcement and is set to be fired up for the upcoming season. The acquisition of former UNAM FC captain Twaluvirwa Toromba, as well as prospects such as Paul Roy and goalkeeper Donald Boyce, both from young Brazilians, has signaled the intention of Ongos FC. The club has also bolstered their depth with the signing of experienced campaigners such as former Brave Warriors and Black Africa midfielder Emmanuel Hayter from UNAM FC and Joseph Lungu, a Zambian left back from Red Arrows FC. On to more football news now. The 6th edition of the Okapia Annual Soccer Tournament is set for December 19 to 22, 2024 at 11 Morning Star Sports Field near Andimba Yatoivo Airport. The event aims to bring young people together during the holiday season, which we believe is a key way to reduce crime rates during this period. Additionally, small and medium-sized businesses will have the opportunity to showcase their service at the event. Players can display their skills and potentially get scouted by coaches from various teams who frequently attend the tournament. Okapia Liner Transport is the primary sponsor of this year's competition. This year's prize pool has increased with 80,000 Namibian dollars up for grabs. The competition will include youth and veteran football, and for the first time we will host a women's football exhibition match. Ondangwa Masters are the reigning champions in the veteran soccer after defeating Northern Coaches in last year's final, while Feather Fighters from the Ohangwena region in the Northern East First Stream Division are the current youth soccer champions, having defeated Sasa Boys on penalties last year. On to something else different now, which is the chess. The Finos, Guanyanya and Mora Capitao were crowned champions in the open and women's sections respectively at the recently concluded Caribep Open Chess Championships held last weekend at the town's private school. The Swiss system tournament, organized by the Namibian Chess Federation, serves as the penultimate leg of the Bang Windhoek Grand Prix competitions, which are set to culminate, that is on 23 November in Windhoek. Speaking about his achievement, Guanyanya expressed satisfaction, indicating that the victory was crucial for him. It provides something of substance I can use to encourage my children to play chess more, he said. Reflecting on the performance, Guanyanya recalled the matches between open section runners-up Ivan Boyce, silver medalist, and Israel Shikongo, bronze medalist, as the most challenging throughout the competition. The Namibian Port Authority, NAMPORT, through its inaugural NAMPORT 30 Years Fun Walk and Fitness Challenge, raised 200 for the Kids Heaven, a children's home in Walvis Bay, and 50,000 for the Lutherans. We will now move for a commercial break, and after that, we dive right into the spotlight.
Today we are going to learn how to bake.
Welcome, everyone. Things may not always go as planned, but our technology doesn't fail. Join Paratus today. Paratus, always prepared.
Today in the Spotlight, we dive into the 50 over Cricket Cup series involving Namibia, Zimbabwe and South Africa, happening from 17 to 21 November in Windhoek. Our journalist Otis Daniels was there and has this interview with us with the cricket CEO Johan Muller about the event and as well as other developments. This is a recap.
The Namibian cricket scene is abuzz with excitement. We are going to see some excellent cricket action, over 50s cricket action. And to find out more about what's happening, we popped in at the headquarters of Cricket Namibia. Mr. Johan Muller, how did you get involved in cricket?
Yeah, I've always been involved in cricket. It's a sport that I loved from school, and got involved in coaching at university level, and then formed a career from coaching itself. Got into coach education later, and then into studying business and the administration part of sport, and now completely sold on the business concept of sport.
So it runs in your blood.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us, what does hosting the over 50s series means for Namibia?
We always want to host. We want to bring cricket into Namibia. I think it's such a rich culture in Namibia to be involved in sport and sports activities, and there's not enough international content on home soil. So for us to host international cricket is always an advantage, and it's something we've been trying and have been succeeding at with women and our international men, and also some under 19 cricket. So it's great to host on the over 50s instead of under 50s, over 50s cricket for this time.
A couple of legends coming to our soil?
Yes, there's a couple of good names, a couple of big names, people that have stood a test of time in cricket, have walked the ways and have built credibility. So it's great to have them here. It's also great to work with those people when they're over 50s and hear what cricket has done for them.
Yes. So what would you like to see the Namibian team do against South Africa and Zimbabwe?
The over 50 concept is something we only really actually started up 3 years ago or so.
Yes.
And the first year they participated in the World Cup was a very tough year for them to actually understand that a lot of the other countries play 50 over cricket regularly. They've got quite a large player base, and for them it's still a professional sport almost. It's something that's quite big in your prominent countries. And I must compliment the over 50s team. The last 2 years they've really put a lot of work in. They've grown their player base. They've played actively in our club leagues as a team. They've appointed a coach, and they've got a conditioning coach as well. So now they're not just playing; they're also looking after their fitness and their health. And for us, that's the beauty of it: the fact that you can stay in cricket for all your life. We have 6-year-olds that enter cricket, and we've got over 50s that continue in the sport.
Yes.
And that fits so greatly to our vision of the sport of choice for Namibia. And the concept of cricket is actually for all. So we're very proud to host. How the team will do against the South Africans and the Zimbabweans stand to see, but we have been seeing some good results coming in from them in the last 6 months.
We are heading towards the World Cup. Would you say this is adequate preparation for our team?
Yes, I think if there's countries that you want to play against in preparation, it would be South African teams. Your Zimbabwean teams is also very strong.
Yes.
We hosted them 2 years ago in a tri series, and they had some exceptional cricket players that came through. So I don't think you can prepare better. The fact that they're logistically close and it's one flight does make it easier. But the World Cup is in Sri Lanka, and the conditions is quite different, so you never know what to expect.
Okay, so are you happy with the overall standard of our cricket? What would you like to improve, if there is anything?
Is that over 50s cricket?
In general?
In general.
Yes, sir.
In general, we've seen tremendous growth in our cricket programs. Our Ashburton mini cricket program now has over 150,000 kids in primary school level playing the game. This year we had more than 45,000 playing regular matches. We're in all 14 regions of the country, and we're even in the small communities, which is something that we always wanted to achieve. But while saying that, the integration from softball into hardball has grown tremendously. The number of kids that have started playing hardball cricket at our various schools tournament, youth tournaments, the festivals we had, we've seen consistent growth in number of teams over the year. The sixes concept we introduced grew massively, more than doubled the amount of teams than 3 years ago. And then obviously we are measured by the performances of our national teams. Our national men's team has performed exceptionally well for 5 years. We had a tough year last year. At the beginning of this year, we had a couple of games that was marginally close, and unfortunately this time around we were on the losing side of it. But we're exceptionally proud of our women's side. Our women's side is now ranked 17th in the world.
Yes.
It looks like they will qualify the 1st of May next year for a new Super League that ICC is introducing, and perhaps even ODI status. So for us, where women's cricket in this country is going is absolutely a beacon. And we also started that Women's Social League, which leads to a lot of ladies who's never played the game, just having fun in playing cricket. So overall, we're happy about the growth. We can always do more. We always make mistakes. That's just it. But we try to do and serve all our stakeholders to the best of our ability.
There's another asset coming our way. Could you please give us an update on the stadium, the Namibia National Stadium being developed?
Yeah, the FNB Namibia Cricket Ground is a unique opportunity for Namibia, not cricket. Cricket, yes, but the impact of what 2 World Cup events will have for Namibia in terms of exposure, in terms of people coming into the country. But just putting cricket overall on the map, and the fact that we can host on international standard facilities is something unique. The progress is quite quick at the moment. The main building is obviously quite a big building that will take some time to do, but they're busy already packing the first floor in terms of concrete, and then all the other aspects, or all other buildings in the stadium have now started. The gym foundations is dug out. The indoor center started yesterday, and the other commercial suite is ground level. So there's quite a lot of activity, quite a lot of progress, and by the 1st of April next year, all the buildings besides the main building will be completed.
Wow. So this morning we made a turn there and we observed the national team members having a training camp. Can you tell us more about that?
We compete at international level to the best players in the world. The margins for error is so small when you play at that level, and we need to equip our players with the best possible skill and knowledge. So the camp that they currently got running is a bowling camp facilitated by Vernon Philander, who was obviously a very well-known bowler from South Africa. And it's just great to have that knowledge and expertise available to share that with our players. We do believe in building capacity. We've done that with all our staff, we've done that with all our players, and we consistently have to measure ourselves against the best in the world, not against other sporting codes in Namibia, literally against the best other cricket entities in the world. And that is something that we'll continuously keep on doing. Our men's team with the extended group is going to Karnataka in India next year in February for exactly the same purpose, to get coached by legends, people who've played the game, who coached the game at exceptionally high levels. And we believe that's going to be the edge. That's going to ensure that we win again those 50-50 games, the close matches.
Where luck is needed.
Correct. And it's so close. The countries above us and just below us, that one win out of an entire year makes a massive difference in terms of your rankings. So we believe that these type of camps will be the small margins we're looking for.
We touched on the World Cup, the over 50s coming. You touched on games coming to the FNB Stadium. What does the future hold for cricket in Namibia?
Yeah, quite exciting. This has been a big year for us. We've upscaled quite a lot. We've got financial security for the next 3 years. And it's a great opportunity for us now to really just re-establish the foundations we've started 5 years ago. Is to just make sure we keep building our vision, keep serving Namibians, keep creating programs for everyone in Namibia to be part of, for everyone to have a career in cricket. That's a concept we launched at the beginning of this year. But then also to perform internationally, to perform on the global stage, and to bring more and more international high-level matches into the country.
Good stuff. Finally, what would your message be to our fans and the players with regards to the over 50 series?
Yeah, I just hope they last all 4 days. When you're 50 and you play 4 days in a row, that's quite tough, especially 45 over cricket.
Yes.
But I wish them all the best. I really could see the work that they put in. They've trained exceptionally hard. They, like I mentioned, they appointed a coach and they really played a lot of cricket. So we've also seen those performances improve. I just hope they enjoy it. I hope they get to the performances that their ambition holds for them in this series. And I want to thank them for putting together a committee that
Yes.
oversees veterans cricket to commit resources to an event like this and to motivate others to join them. It's just complimentary, and I really just want to acknowledge what they do.
Home ground advantage, the fans.
We hope so. We hope that the crowd comes out and support the boys, and that's something that will keep on growing in the next couple of years. We're hosting Netherlands and Canada and in March next year, and that will be the first time the T20 series takes place on our new international stadium, and we will start with quite a number of fan experiences that will pull and draw spectators to the fields.
Thank you so much and good luck with your endeavors.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, now in today's Golden Oldies, we listen, that is to one of the football greats, Geros Witbeen. And after that, it will be Ariel Hart with the latest international news. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, it is goodbye. Rep is joined by a legend of the game, famously known for his powerful shots back in the day. That is Geros Urikop. Affectionately known as Witbeen as well. But the man himself is here. Geros, welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot.
You are a very hard man to find, hey?
Yeah.
I've been tracking you down all the way down here in Tsumeb. I'm sure many people still want to know, they still ask questions, where is Geros and all that, but I found him here now, that is in Tsumeb. But before we talk about what is the current happenings in your life right now, we want to talk about the past. You were a very formidable player, a dangerous player, with a very tough right foot, which was feared by many goalkeepers. I spoke to Marcellus Witbeen the other time and he said, if I could fear any player, it would be Geros, but we were playing, luckily, I was lucky that we were playing on the same team. So tell us, where did you start your football career, Geros?
First of all, thanks for the opportunity. I started my football career at Chief Santos. That was way back 1982. I started training with them for 3 years, and my first match was here in Tsumeb against Tigers Football Club. The likes of Bandike, Gray Umatis, the old people. That time I was only 13 years of age, and I played in someone else's name for that match because they were not taking records. And I was a very young boy. I was not supposed to play there, but I managed to do my tricks.
So you played, you went into the game, and how was it?
It was a very tough game at the beginning, but as the time passed on, I get used to it, and the old people said, leave that boy in the beginning, but after a few minutes they started, hey, take note of that boy.
So
He will kill us. Then
So,
that match I scored 3 goals.
you scored 3 goals.
Yeah, on my first attempt.
So what was so special about that game? Were you scoring from the outside of the box, or?
Yeah, it was from far. Bandike Okurubi knows it very well.
So he saw that this guy's shot at 13 years. They were
Yeah.
probably wondering what's in those legs. So after that, your career, you played for Chief Santos for a number of years. Was
Yeah,
there any other club you played
No,
for?
I started my career at Chief Santos and ended there. And the other team I played for is the Brave Warriors. That's all.
Okay, before we get to the Brave Warriors, In your days as a Chief Santos player, what game will you remember and say this was the best game I've played in my career for Chief Santos, and against which team was it? I know you played many good games.
The game that I can recall is the 1991 NFA Cup final against Blue Waters that we played 2 times. On that game, the first final, I scored 2 goals, and the second replay, I scored the only one.
So
we played 2 times draw and then penalties.
And you were on the score sheet again.
Yeah,
And then
games.
both games. And as a striker or as a player that used to shoot that much, which goalkeeper do you think during your playing days for Chief Santos was somebody close to handling your power? Maybe a keeper that was actually, because most of the keepers feared you anyways.
Yeah, I do have 3. Number 1 is Sparks Cotley, and then Ronnie, and then Denzel Brewer. But Marcellus was my teammate, so I can't say anything about him, but he was the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
And always you developing this shot that you had, was it practice or was it just something born within you?
No, I was born with it. No practice.
No practice.
Yeah. I was only trying to be fit. That's all.
I'm sure we used to play back in the days. If there is a guy that has a shot like yours, people will call him by your name, because I think at school when he has the ball, everyone will just move out and he scores on his own with a soft goal. So was there any time in your career where you just walk with the ball inside because the keeper walk out?
Yeah, sometimes maybe a tap in, but usually I tried my luck from far. Yeah, that was my strongest point.
Okay.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with football news first from the English Premier League. It is Manchester United that confirmed that the new coach Ruben Amorim is officially with the club. He comes over from Sporting Lisbon. He had a good season, or a good few seasons at Sporting Lisbon. And other news from Manchester United is that the interim coach Ruud van Nistelrooy, he has left the club with immediate effect, and that is after not being given a role in the new manager's backroom staff. And it is Amorim that indicated that he will have coaches from Sporting Lisbon that helped him coach at Sporting Lisbon come over to assist him at Manchester United. More football news is that the English Premier League announced that David Coot, he's a referee in the English Premier League, has been suspended immediately. That is pending an investigation. That is after a video that surfaced that allegedly show him making derogatory comments about Liverpool and also about former manager Jurgen Klopp. And that video was circulated quite widely on social media. But that is inquiry ongoing. But for now, he's been suspended. That is David Coot. On to tennis news. It is the ATP finals that continue. That is in Turin in Italy. 8 best men's players in world tennis playing in this tournament. And the news from the second group that was in action, it is Casper Ruud that beat Carlos Alcaraz. That was a good win for Casper Ruud. He beat him 6-1 and 7-5. And then Alexander Zverev, he beat Andrei Rublev 6-4 and 6-4. 2 games being played in the other group as well. That will be their second games. It will be Daniel Medvedev playing against Alex de Minaur and Jannik Sinner playing against Taylor Fritz of the USA. Closing off today's international sports news, it is rugby news. It is rugby news from Wales. Wales play again on Sunday. That is international rugby test against Australia. Tough game for them. That was after Australia beat England the past weekend at Twickenham. But it's lots of pressure at the moment on the coach of the Wales rugby team. That is Warren Gatland. He's trying to avoid the worst run of defeats in the history of Wales rugby. They've lost 10 games in a row now, and they've also gone down to 11th position on the world rankings. At the moment it is Italy number 9 on the world rankings and Fiji number 10, and the past weekend it was Fiji that beat Wales. That was in Cardiff. So it's a tough challenge this coming Sunday for Wales. They play against Australia. Other two big games that's going to be played over the weekend. It is on Saturday. It was South Africa, the Springboks, that play against England, and also it's the All Blacks that play against France. That's all the games on Saturday. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.